Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Weather with Jonathan here, back again with another weather forecast. And in this video, we'll be talking about a major severe weather event to be happening across the United States on April 1st and April 2nd. This will be a very big storm, and this could be a potential tornado outbreak. So let's jump straight into the forecast. Starting off with April 1st here, we're going to be running into the April 1st hour here, and this is our main focus day here because we have gotten enhanced risk already, and this is still 3 days out. This will be a very big storm. I'm praying for all you guys in the path of this, obviously. But what is so concerning about this is that we already have an enhanced risk, and it's 3 days out. And this could get upgraded to a moderate risk, and I definitely believe it is possible. I doubt a high risk will happen, but it isn't out of the question. So let's jump straight into storm system itself and the forecasting. So around 5 a.m. April 1st in the morning here, you can see we have a few showers popping up in eastern Oklahoma and northeastern Texas, maybe even more of north central Texas. Around the low pressure center will be located in southwestern Kansas and southeastern Colorado. You can see we have a little system going on the northern side. This is also part of the system here. This is going to bring some cold weather and snow to South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, and Wyoming, maybe even a little bit further south, but I'll go over that later. And then we've still got some rain going on in north central Nebraska and the Sioux Falls, Sioux area in South Dakota, maybe even a tiny, tiny sliver of southwestern Minnesota. But then you can see we've got a giant corridor of rain here stretching from eastern Kansas all the way through the mid-Atlantic region, and this is going to be located along our warm front here in the system. So now you can see as we head into the future here, this is 11 a.m. April 1st here. You can see these storms are starting to intensify a tiny bit here. You can see a few of them have faded off on the southern side, but this is where these storms start to get stronger here, and we still have that corridor of rain carrying into the mid-Atlantic region from the eastern border of Kansas here. Then we still got snow going on the northern side, but now it's starting to stretch farther south into northeastern Colorado. And then the system will become more defined here. You can see our warm front here. And then, honestly, our cold front is going to actually be going like that for pretty much most of the time here. And now you can see the storm is really getting its act together here. This is 5 p.m. April 1st here. The storm is really getting its act together, and you can see this storm has really matured, and this system has really matured too. And you can see we've got this warm front here, then we've got this cold front stretching back. And this is probably going to be one of the worst storms here in 2024 here, and definitely one of the worst storms we've had here in March this year, if not the worst. And you can see there are massive supercells going on in northwestern Arkansas, eastern Oklahoma, southeastern Kansas, and south central Missouri and southwestern Missouri. Joplin, you guys are like right in the center of this. Springfield, Missouri, Jefferson City, anywhere in southeastern Kansas, Tulsa, Oklahoma, you're included in this. Oklahoma City, you're on the border of the enhanced risk. And then anywhere, if you live in northwestern Arkansas, eastern Oklahoma, southeastern Kansas, or south central Missouri, or southwestern Missouri, you should know you're under this enhanced risk. St. Louis, you also are. But these storms are really getting its act together here. And then this is midnight on April 1st here. You can see we've got snow going on the backside in southeastern Wyoming, central and western Nebraska, extreme southern South Dakota, northeastern Colorado, and northwestern Kansas here. Then this low pressure center is deepening, and you can see we've got a 991 millibar low pressure center. And then this will be our warm front here, and then this will be our cold front. So it's starting to define itself a little more here, but there is still a lot of storms going on here. And I think right here, the majority of this rain here, as you can see, I think the majority of that will be heavy rain but I think this part will be more of like a line of storms here, storms going on here, and I think right here the majority of this rain here, as you can see, I think the majority of that will be heavy rain, but I think this part will be more of like a line of storms here. And then as we head into April 2nd, this is 5 a.m., we've got big time storms going on in central Ohio, central and northern Indiana, and southwestern Pennsylvania. And then you can see here in central Iowa, we got some heavier snow and in southern Wisconsin. And then we still got a little bit of snow going on in central Nebraska and northwestern Kansas. So then you can see here 11 a.m. April 2nd. Um, Now these storms are carrying into the mid-Atlantic region and central Pennsylvania. This is where some of the storms will be the worst here. And then we've got pretty heavy snow going on the backside here. And this low pressure center hasn't gotten any deeper, and now it is actually going up in millibars. So now it's 995 millibar low pressure center. And you can expect a decent amount of snow across the Midwest, anywhere from about 1 to 5 inches if you live in southern Wisconsin, northern Michigan, maybe even a little central Iowa, southern Minnesota, central and southern um, South Dakota, southeastern Wyoming, central and western Nebraska, and northeastern Colorado. So you can see here the storm will start to fizzle out northeastern Colorado. So you can see here the storm will start to fizzle out, and it actually may end up causing some snow and maybe even a small snowstorm here in the northeast. As you can see here, you see all this snow carrying from Maine down into the Appalachians in parts of Virginia and maybe even a little bit of North Carolina. And then the snow will just kind of stay there till the end of this model run here, or April 6th, around 5 a.m. But we have another system coming in from the west, and this one will cause some severe weather in the plains. So I will have an update on that. So now looking into our day 4 probability outlook. This is for Monday, April 1st here. And this is very concerning here because we've already got an enhanced risk, and yet this is still 3 days out. And this will include much of southwestern Ohio, northern Kentucky, central and southern Indiana, central and southern Illinois, the entire state of Missouri, southeastern Kansas, eastern and central Oklahoma, northeastern Texas, and maybe a little bit of north central Texas, and central and northwestern Arkansas. So this is a very big slight risk here. You can see the slight risk is here is the yellow, it's 15% risk, and the orange risk here. This is an enhanced risk here. This is a 30% risk here. So a 30% risk or enhanced risk is pretty severe here. And our main threats on this day will be hail and tornadoes. Wind is not out of the question. We will still have some damaging wind gusts, but hail and tornadoes are our main threat here. And then um, listen, I just want to answer this question for you guys because I'll bet you some of you guys are gonna be questioning this. Um, I do think this could potentially get up to a moderate risk, seeing that this still has 3 days. But I do not think this will be a high risk because high risk is pretty unlikely and it's very rare to see a high risk. But I do think there's like maybe a 2% chance this ends up being a high risk. And I think there's about a 65% chance this becomes a moderate risk. So I do think this will definitely become a moderate risk just because in one day it's already in an enhanced risk form. So now let's go to April 2nd. Second here you can see we have a also large slight risk here. This may even get upgraded to an enhanced risk. It's not out of the question. I do not think it will be a moderate risk, and I don't definitely think it will be a high risk. But you can see here, this is carrying from northeastern Mississippi all the way into the mid-Atlantic region, and this will include northeastern Mississippi, central and eastern Tennessee, and a little bit of western, and then a little bit of western, central, and eastern Kentucky, southeastern Indiana, south central Ohio, the entire state of West Virginia, southern and southwestern Pennsylvania, and northern and northwestern, and maybe even a little bit of western Virginia, extreme western North Carolina, northern Alabama, northwestern Georgia, um, pretty much the entire state of Maryland, and extreme western Delaware. You are included in this. I think our main area for severe weather here, though, honestly, I think will be around here. This includes eastern Kentucky, northeastern Tennessee, southern Ohio, the entire state of West Virginia, western Maryland, and northwestern and western Virginia. So this is going to be a pretty big storm, and now let's jump into the dynamics. So now looking at the dew points, because it will be decently high for this event here in our enhanced risk area zone. Here I'm going to draw on the map here. You can see here, this area is going to have decently high dew points, ranging from about 60 to 65 in terms of dew points. Then pretty much the rest of the area will also have about 60 to 65. So as this cold front sweeps in, you can see we'll have a line of storms and supercells out in front. And then for April 2nd here, you can see we still have decently high dew points in the 60s and mostly the lower 60s here. In Ohio, we have mid 50s, upper 50s, and maybe even lower 60s, especially the further south you go. And then this system will move out of the way. But we do have a new system coming in, and dew points will reach the 50s as far as Minnesota, and actually even a little bit of Canada here. So let's just real quickly take a look at this. Our second storm system will be, and this will be on April 2nd here. You can see here, this is coming in, and this will mature more, but it is definitely gonna cause maybe a tiny bit of severe weather in southwestern North Dakota, eastern Montana, the entire state of South Dakota, and northern central Nebraska. So this definitely will cause something, but I don't think it will cause a whole lot. So now looking at our CAPE values, which is the energy the storms have, CAPE. So you can see here, this is 11 a.m. April 1st. This is actually a decent amount of CAPE here, especially for central Oklahoma and southeastern Kansas. CAPE values up to about 2,000, 1,000 to 2,000. Then as we head later into the evening here, they drop down to about 1,000. And then for April 2nd here, Tuesday, actually, CAPE values will be higher, and they will actually be reaching about 1,500, maybe even 1,800, almost near 2,000, carrying into the mid-Atlantic region. So that's all for the dynamics. Thank you guys for coming and watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for another video that will come soon. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please consider subscribing and liking, and maybe even sharing this video with your family and friends. It would really help me out a lot, and thank you for all the support lately. I'll see you in my next video.